Hi, this is Brent with Studio One Expert, and in the second video of this CLA signature series with waves, we're going to be looking at the CLA Bass. Now, I love this plugin. Out of all of the plugins that I use for when it comes to mixing bass, I always reach for this plugin. Not only is it simple like the rest of this line, but I really think there's some special sauce in here that makes this plugin just make bass sound fantastic. So let's dive straight in and listen to the existing sound without the plugin engaged. So the most important thing here is we already have a really good sound to mix with. If you can start out with good recorded material, the mixing stage becomes a lot easier. In context with the track, I think that this bass could have a little bit more lower harmonics and maybe just a tiny bit more compression. I can tell that this has been recorded with some compression going in. And lastly, something I want to take advantage of with the CLA Bass plugin is the pitch element at the end, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So let's have a listen to the plugin engaged and bypassed, and let's run through each fader's assignment. So we can hear that it's given the bass a much more round and full body, especially in the low end. I think there was some really nice upper harmonics already, but I felt like this bass sound was lacking some low end presence. So I've boosted the bass, and let's just play with that so we can hear the difference between the upper, lower and sub. I tried sub before and it just seemed to really overwhelm the track, so I found that lower was nice. With the treble, I'm able to bring out some of the pick sound, and that really helps with the attack. And then I bring that out even more with the compression, but not overdoing it with the compression. I'm going to leave the sub out on this channel, and the reason is I just feel like that there was too much bass for this style track. So remember, you've always got to fit it to the track that you're mixing. No distortion for me on this track. I think that the amp sound has already got some nice saturation to it. And lastly, we are taking advantage of this pitch side here with the chorus. Basically, this just spreads the bass sound a little bit wider to give it some width, sort of like the old Rickenbacker trick. And if we take it back once more and go through these different modes, sort of an 80s sound there. But we'll just stick with chorus and bring it down in the mix. Okay, let's have a listen to this with everything else bypassed, engaged, and see the moves that we've made and if they work.
You got the rhythm and I got the grooves. You wanna tell me that you wanna mix some moves. You got the rhythm and I.
So the bass really just disappears when we get rid of the CLA Bass plugin. And it's not necessarily volume at all, because the gain compensation has been made up for here using the input and output, just backing them off ever so slightly. But once again, this CLA plugin really does help. And I think out of all of them, I'd have to say the CLA Bass plugin is my favorite. So stay tuned for version 3, where we're going to look at the vocals and then lastly, the guitar.